Good evening and welcome to the Arc Annual Awards Dinner. It looks a little different as we're virtual this year. My name is John Eddy. I'm a member of the Board of Directors. We thought we would take you inside the home of the Arc of the Pikes Peak region here at 12 North Mead. And what we're going to do is we are going to give each of our award recipients, instead of coming up on stage like we normally do, we're going to walk you through this incredible new facility, the Building for Change. And we're going to show you each one of these rooms and present these awards to our recipients in the rooms. So let's get started here. Our conference room in our Don't Stop Believin theme gives us the opportunity to meet, to join, to show ideas with groups of all kinds. From those of us here at the Arc to bringing in other private groups, it gives us the opportunity to show off what it is that we are thinking now, what we want to do, who we want to be, and how we want to grow. While we're on the main floor here, one of the other really important parts of the Building for Change is accessibility, and we should start with the parking lot because that's where everybody's journey into this building begins. So if you come out to the west side of the building here, we have wheelchair accessible parking. It makes it so that everybody who comes to the Building for Change can get the full-on experience of how accessible this building is and how welcoming and how capable this place is to handle their needs from minute one. And working with the ARC staff and being in meetings and hearing how lovingly created this was, just making sure that from the very first minute, people come to the facility, park their cars, and start to come in the building. They are able to be there exactly on their terms. That was so necessary. And the parking lot is where it all starts. So come on back inside and let's check out the life skills room. All right, so come on into the life skills room. This room was built to meet the needs of our community. And right now, in the 2020-2021 COVID experience that we've all had, the way that we're meeting the need of our community is actually to turn this room into a COVID vaccination site. So it's not being used for its intended purposes right now. However, we will get back to that. But for right now, the need that our community had was to take care of the COVID crisis and to make sure that we get as many people vaccinated here on site as we can. That's all in partnership with the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment for helping us to make that possible on hand. This room is an incredible facility for teaching cooking, nutrition, independent living skills, so much more. One of the really neat features of this is the adjustable countertops, the adjustable heights, so that anyone who is in a wheelchair can cook on their level while being in their wheelchair. Next up on our list is the computer lab. So come on with me, let's check it out. So on the way to the computer lab, one of the things I want to point out to you real quick is the wideness of these hallways. We're making sure that wheelchairs can come through these hallways in a way that makes it so they've got plenty of room to get around and everybody has complete accessibility to this building. So come on in. This is the computer lab. It may look a little barren right now. Computers are on the way. The Building for Change has been a multi-year process, but once these computers arrive, they will be an essential part of skills for the community that we serve. A staggering number, 50% of our community do not have access to the internet or computers at home. So having a facility like this that they can come to learn how it is to use the machine, job skills, job hunting, simple financial balancing, all of these things that are becoming more and more part of life are going to be taught in this room to make sure that the Arc of the Pikes Peak community is more well-versed and more able to tackle the challenges of the internet age. Okay, next step on our tour, out of the computer lab, and we bank into the multi-purpose room. This is a space that really, for anything our other facilities have not been able to accommodate, this is the one. This space is also going to be able to accommodate fitness classes, dance classes, be a yoga studio, a place for art, even a place for people to come and learn about creative writing, learn about anything that gets people out and artistic and moving. That's what we're going to be doing in this room. And frankly, if we just need other space that any of our other rooms don't accommodate, this is our big open space to be able to use for it. And this facility is going to have a lot of movement in it real soon. Next up on our tour, come on with me, right around the corner is the library. And this, as many libraries are, is a space for learning. It's also a space for collaboration. It's a space for sharing ideas. It's a space for not only talking about what it is that we are doing from a facility standpoint, what it is that we're doing from a services standpoint, but this is also a place to talk about what's happening from a legislation standpoint and all of the important things that are affecting our community from a governmental level. This room can be used in so many different ways and by so many different groups to share ideas, to create change personally and together for our community. And now, last step, why don't you walk over here with me? This is where we are going to be presenting our awards in this room. So thank you for coming along on our tour of this incredible facility that was built to meet the needs of our community. And we're going to continue to do that. We've been doing that with the vaccines. You can see how we will be doing that with the computer lab. And it's all because of the people who are involved in the Arc of the Pikes Peak region. And we couldn't thank you enough. And to all of you who are families, who are going to receive services from this facility, we welcome you into this building. We want you to feel comfortable here and for this really to be your house as well, and to please come and enjoy the services here. And now, as we celebrate the amazing people who we are going to recognize tonight, we invite you to please don't stop believing. This has been a difficult year for so many of us. And as we get out of this year, while also still celebrating the achievements of so many, we remind you, please, it does get better. Don't stop believing. And you are going to see that. You are going to feel that in these awards given tonight and the incredible recipients who are going to get those. So with that said, I want to turn over the reins to Connor Cassidy with the Arc of the Pikes Peak region with our first award. Connor, it's your show.
The theme of this year's award celebration is Don't Stop Believin', a perfect mantra for the recipients of the Achiever of the Year award winners. We recognize 8 people who show what resiliency really is. Even through the difficulty of this past year, they continue to show hard work and belief in oneself leads to great achievements. First off, I would like to congratulate Thomas Barnes. Congratulations, Thomas.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Next up, I would like to congratulate Sammy Rector.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Sammy.
Thank you.
Our next awardee, and it is also her birthday today, so I wanted to give her a special birthday shout out, is Candace Wheeler. Congratulations, Candace.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I would now like to congratulate Trisha Meyer. Congratulations, Trisha.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our next winner is Shelby Thomas. Congratulations, Shelby.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And for our next award winner, I would like to congratulate Alice and Sardi. Next up, I would like to congratulate Andrew Wallace. For our next Achiever of the Year award, I would like to congratulate Turner Drayling. Come on up, Turner. Congratulations.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us with the Arc Pikes Peak Region's annual award celebration. A big thank you to John Eddy for virtually guiding you through our new Personal Development Center, and to Connor Cassidy for starting the evening off celebrating our 2021 Achievers of the Year. We are looking forward to having you visit us in person. I'm Wilfred Romero, the Executive Director of the Arc Pikes Peak Region, and tonight marks my 10th annual award celebration. I'm always in awe of the incredible people and business we have the privilege of recognizing each year. This year's recipients continue that rich tradition. Before we present the awards, we hope that you enjoy our inspiring keynote speaker, Roberta Krause. Roberta is the president of the Center for Sports Psychology here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Her international reputation comes from intensive experience with and designing, implementing specific mental training programs on the subject of peak performance, team leadership, group dynamics, communication, motivation, transition, and burnout. Her involvement with world-class coaches and athletes helped those individuals and team earn numerous medals in both world and national championships. In addition, she has adopted these techniques for high school athletes, their coaches, club sports programs, professional leaders in the corporate, nonprofit, and education work sector. Roberta was a sports psychologist for the USA men's and women's national wheelchair basketball teams who won the gold medal in Rio Paralympics. She also facilitated the USOC's pivot transition, managing the emotions of transitioning with life after competition. These workshops are for upcoming and current retirees for both Team USA, Olympic, Paralympic, and World Champion athletes. She has published a mental training drill book called Got Game, Coaches and Athletes Mental Training Skill Building Workbook, for coaches to assist them in customizing a specific mental training program for their athletes throughout this competitive season. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Roberta for joining us this evening.
So, in this past several months, even up to a year, it has taken a lot of inner strength for us to manage our everyday life challenges. And there is truly no right way to feel right now. People may try to tell you that, but there is no right way to feel right now. And no one should tell you that there is. However, getting through this messy middle of pandemic that we are in, I would encourage you to think about the ways that you behave to allow you to have a positive mindset. In working with our Olympic, Paralympic athletes, I teach them about consistent top performance. Regardless of your past hardships or even current pain and frustration of the challenges you're going through, things for them are like, are they even going to have the Olympic Games, Paralympic Games this summer? Will I have to try out for a team again? Will I get over my injury in time to compete? What's life look like for me after the Olympics? Even with those challenges, how you choose to manage your mindset in your everyday life events will give you the energy you need to have a performance best. I like to share with you 3 life lessons that I have learned from Olympic, Paralympic athletes of how they have never stopped believing by using a positive mindset. The first lesson in having a performance best is this. If you want to change a feeling or behavior, you have to take an action. If you want to change a feeling, you have to take an action. It makes me think about, I had 2 children by C-section. And after the second shot, I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, I want my colleague's body back. Well, I can't just stand there in front of the mirror and say, please come to me, come to me. I have to start watching what I eat. I have to start exercising. I have to take an action to change the feeling. I'd like to introduce you to a gentleman named Jared. Jared is born with spina bifida and has spent most of his life in a wheelchair. He discovered wheelchair basketball at the age 7. He was a standout athlete at the University of Alabama and was a member of our men's U.S. wheelchair national team at the 2016 Rio Paralympics, where they won a gold medal for the first time in 28 years. While working with the team as their sports psychologist, the coaches approached me and said, you need to help Jared stop throwing up. For 21 years, Jared has been throwing up during the first period of every game that he has played in. So the first thing I did was have him checked out by the medical doctors to make sure there was nothing physically wrong with his system of why he was throwing up. And due to the negative results of tests, we realized that Jared throwing up in the first period of every game for 21 years was anxiety driven about performance. The good news was that put the skill of not throwing up in his control. So the first thing we worked on was getting real clear on what was Jared thinking and doing to make himself throw up. And as we worked through some of the anxiety self-talk, we got real clear on, so what action, Jared, are you taking that signals the body it's time to throw up? And Jared says, you know, when I really start getting anxious, I rub my belly. It's no different than we were little. We went to our parents and said, oh, my tummy hurts. We were rubbing our belly. And by rubbing his belly for 21 years, he created a brain signal that said it is now time to throw up. And he has to be taken out of the game. So we simply had to give him a new action to change the feeling. So we went from rubbing the belly in his chair to then he would rub his forearm, then he rubbed his shoulder, and then he rubbed his beard. And we moved away from the action of rubbing the belly, which turned down the brain signal it was time to throw up. And I will never forget the game that I watched Jared in the first period. He's looking at the coaches, and instead of saying, take me out, he said, I'm good to go. He was ecstatic. The energy for the team on the bench was phenomenal. The next life lesson to performing your best under pressure is this idea of surrounding yourself with people that believe in you. No matter how old we are, we all need people that believe in us when we have doubt. We call these balcony people. Who do you have on your balcony looking down for you that is a motivator for you, that believes in you, that encourages you and not discourages you? They act as emotional roller coasters. And I have come to believe there are 4 key roles that balcony people play in people's lives to help them not stop believing. One is this idea of being a builder. This is a person that's a great motivator for you. They get you excited about possibilities. They get you to believe in the future. They build your confidence to believe that anything is possible for you. And they are there for you, and they're there for you in the now and in the future moment, always getting you to raise your confidence. And confidence is never a lack of fear. It's a willingness to take action when fear is present. This is what balcony people do. They also serve as champions. These are people that believe in you. These are people that will sing your praises to others when you're not around. These are people that will be a mentor to you, that they will be a mentor in all aspects of your life. And they're always all about you when you are together with them in conversation. And then there's the collaborator. Sometimes I refer to this as the buddy. And these are those people that make for very long-lasting friendships. These are people that you have things in common. Maybe it's sports, maybe it's a book club, maybe it's restaurants, travel, but you share similar interests, which makes for a long-lasting friendship. And then there's people that are companions. These are the people that are always there for us. Whether you have good things going on in your life or bad things, these are typically the people that you will call first to share the news with them. And these people will be in your life no matter geographically how far apart you are. And when you talk with these people, typically one of the first things they say is, do you need anything? What do you need for you? Let me put this in an example for you. I'd like you to meet Amy Van Dyken. Amy Van Dyken was a competitive swimmer. She was an Olympic swimmer. She's the most decorated Olympic swimmer we have in the United States. In the 1996 year, she won 6 medals. 4 of those were gold medals at the Olympics. And she was known as the athlete who took 6 years before she could even swim 1 lap of the pool because she only has 65% use of her lungs because of asthma. And when she ran her first swim in her first race, she lost, came in dead last. When she went on to her high school, no one on the high school team wanted her on their relay because she was so slow. And she surrounded herself with both family members and coaches that believed in her, that helped her train the brain to only pay attention to how much further you swam today, how much you improved today versus tomorrow. One of her most favorite things was to see some of those ex-high school swimmers at the mall in the summer of the Olympics and say to them, "Hi, how you doing? I'm swimming in 4 events in the Olympics this summer. What are you up to?" Fast forward in 2014, you may or may not know, but Amy suffered an ATV accident and became paralyzed from the waist down. She has now surrounded herself with a new set of balcony people that believe in her and started what's called Amy's Army, which is a group of people that work with other people's spinal cord injuries. The last lesson of experience of having the best performance is this idea of like who you are in the present. We all know people that like who they are in the now moment. In order to motivate yourself or motivate others, you have to like who you are right now at this moment. Let me introduce you to Matt. So I met Matt at the developmental camp for tryouts for the men's wheelchair basketball team. He was a standout high school football player that really wanted to make his mark on the world. And he wanted to do this by being a freshman standout offensive player at Ottawa University in Kansas. In 2014, July, before he went off to college, he was in the weight room working out. He was doing a bench press and the top half of his body went one way, the bottom half went another way, and he broke his back. He went to Craig Medical Center in Denver, Colorado, and after a 5-6 hour back surgery, he spent time learning how to live without the use of his legs. And he will say that he spends every day with gratitude that he is still alive. And he likes who he is in the now moment when he says this, and this is a direct quote from Matt. "I'm a better person than before the injury. My injury has opened my eyes to what is still available to me. My gratitude drives all my decisions of how I want to live my life. I've gone from being a recruited star football athlete to something even more important. It's been great in a weird sort of way. My eyes are still open to everything possible because I like who I am in the present." So in closing, what I'd like to say to all of you is by implementing these life lessons, you can become a more resilient individual and you can pass this on to people who love you no matter what. Stop not believing in you is possible with the right mindset. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Potman, President of the Board of Directors for the Arc Pikes Peak Region. And on behalf of the entire Board of Directors, Will Romero, our Executive Director, and the best staff ever, thank you, Roberta Krause, for that excellent and inspirational presentation on practical ways to keep believing and to become your personal best. Don't stop believing. That's what this night and the upcoming year is all about. And honestly, that's one of my mantras. Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing in the goodness of people. We are all striving to be our best and do our best, and that is what the Arc Pikes Peak region has done and will continue to do throughout the year 2021. 2020 was a year of challenges, but that was nothing new for our award winners. They have spent their entire lives demonstrating perseverance, strength, humility, and resilience. not just during the hard times, but every day of their lives. They work hard, play with passion, and love fully and completely. Our award winners are surrounded by their families, friends, teachers, and a community that wants them to be the best they can be, that encourages them, don't stop believing. And that is why tonight we are here to celebrate you. Throughout the past year and moving forward this year, we continue to remain hopeful for the future, and all of us at the Arc Pikes Peak Region are committed to helping people of all abilities keep dreaming about their futures, their tomorrows, and their visions. That is what brings us here in this unique way tonight, the chance to come together and celebrate each one of you. We won't stop believing. Our community needs us to continue to work together and demonstrate how and why all people deserve respect, inclusion, understanding, and opportunities to participate in every aspect of our society. So to those of you watching from home tonight, please continue to join us in making sure the future is even more inclusive, more welcoming, and more meaningful than it has ever been. As we open our new inclusive campus, now is the time to move forward and demonstrate our commitment to all people. We must stay focused, inspired, and most importantly, prepared to always include all people, including those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Let's continue this celebration. Thank you for watching tonight. And remember, don't stop believing. Christina, Connor, Danny, let's get on with the presentation of this evening's awards. Take it away.
Our community was ahead of the curve when residential services moved out of congregated settings to true community-based homes in the form of host homes. Host home providers open their doors and their hearts to the people they support. During the year that was 2020, more was asked and expected of host home providers. They stepped up and provided that extra support, encouragement, and love in immeasurable ways. Tonight, we share our gratitude with this year's winners and all host home providers who did not stop believing in all the support that they provided. First off, I would like to congratulate Maria Teresita Bagapora. Overture. Congratulations. And next, I would like to present an award to Julie Bryant with MK Legacy. Congratulations, Julie.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to congratulate Jonathan Lopez, Community Intersections. Congratulations, Jonathan.
Tonight we recognize Jenny Brown with Stellar Care. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Family advocates are the first to believe in the abilities, skills, talents, and dreams of their loved ones who may just need a bit more support. They are the loudest cheerleaders and the strongest fighters along the journey, never giving up their belief of an accessible world for their family member. And for our first Family Advocate of the Year award winner, I would like to congratulate Rilla Cheeseman. Congratulations, Rilla.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And for our next award winner, I would like to congratulate Susan Figueroa. Susan lives out of state, so we will make sure that she gets her award in the mail. I would now like to give thanks and congratulate our next awardee, Sheila Williams. Congratulations, Sheila. We all have that one teacher who always recognized our potential and believed in our abilities to achieve our educational goals. For students requiring additional supports in the classroom, those educators battle just a little harder to ensure their students have the same opportunities as everybody else. This year, we show our appreciation to the following public school personnel for their commitment to individuals with all abilities. First off, I would like to congratulate Richard McKenna, Colorado Springs School District 11. Congratulations, Richard. Okay. And lastly, I would like to congratulate Jody Nichols, Colorado Springs School, District 11. Congratulations, Jody. Words of encouragement, hand-on assistance, and a little guidance are all supports provided by SLS and CES providers. These supports allow people to maintain their optimal level of independence. SLS and CES providers help bridge any gaps from people living out their dreams. Tonight, we recognize Emily Rotund, Our House. Congratulations, Emily.
Thank you.
I now have the honor of announcing our next awardee, Alec Marcatello with Our House. Congratulations, Alec.
Thank you.
What does it take to provide day program and vocational services during a pandemic? Direct support professionals who believed in their purpose, programs, and most importantly, their people. These professionals were required to reimagine a very prescriptive service, learning how to provide meaningful programming for everybody. Many supply kits were put together and delivered throughout our community to keep people engaged. As masks and social distancing became a part of the new norm, these incredible professionals provided a sense of normalcy in unprecedented times. And next up, I would like to congratulate Dylan Stubblefield with Stellar Care. Congratulations, Dylan.
Thank you.
And our next awardee, Latifah Wright with MK Legacy. Congratulations, Latifah. I would now like to congratulate Shelly Higley with Discover Goodwill Laundry Services. Congratulations, Shelly.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I would now like to say thank you to our next awardee and congratulate Aiden Clay with Stellar Care. Congratulations, Aiden.
Thank you.
Thank you for continuing to believe. I would like to congratulate Joyce Hoops with Overture. Congratulations, Joyce. Next up, I would like to congratulate Milton Lee with Aerial Clinical Services. Congratulations, Milton. Residential service providers rarely get the appropriate recognition for the work they do. From the countless moves to the late night paperwork, residential providers are the glue who keep the provision alive. They have many talents and skills that go overlooked because of the hustle and bustle of the day-to-day job. Residential service providers believe in the people they support and the journey they help navigate to ensure people accomplish their goals and live their best lives. We would now like to recognize and congratulate Rihanna Westbrook with Stellar Care. Congratulations, Rihanna. Next up, I would like to recognize Erica Larson with Cheyenne Village. Congratulations, Erica. Tonight, we recognize the hard work and dedication of Carrie Irwin, Cheyenne Village. Congratulations, Carrie.
Thank you.
Next up, I would like to congratulate Megan Molnar with Overture. Congratulations, Megan.
Thank you.
We often find a sense of self-worth by the work we do. Employment helps us to fulfill our purpose. There is no better place to develop a true belief in who we are than through the work we do. For people with differing abilities, employment is not always attainable. Many roadblocks stand in the way at no fault of the job seeker. The unemployment rate for people with disabilities is more than 80%. So many people are eager to work. They just need an employer to believe in the value they bring to the table. This year, we honor one such employer, Marshalls. Accepting the award for Marshalls is Jennifer Harrison. Congratulations, and thank you for what you do for our community.
Thank you.
Often, we need to look outside of the traditional service system for supports that enhance the lives of the people we serve. We call on our community to provide those services, asking them to adapt to a different way of doing their business. Professionals we honor tonight have met the challenge to help people succeed. Their work has provided guidance and support through difficult situations. We thank our Professionals of the Year Award winners for bringing humanity and dignity to the people they support. Thank you to Kimberly McGann, Probation Officer.
Thank you.
Our next Professional of the Year Award winner is Will Patrick. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next Professional of the Year, Margie Jones Dudley. For many, the journey into the service delivery system starts with a case management agency. The staff at these agencies help navigate a windy, bumpy, and at times a difficult path to engage the services and supports necessary for people to achieve their goals. Many of the responsibilities of resource coordination occurs behind the scenes, with very little acknowledgement or praise for the work being done to ensure services run smoothly. The dedicated and passionate staff believe in the people they support and the work they do. They are a shoulder to cry on, a hand to hold, and a voice for those still finding theirs. We recognize 5 dedicated service coordinators from the Resource Exchange for their tireless efforts. Our first recipient, Karina Barrick. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next recipient, Natasha Colon-Nieves. Congratulations. Our next recipient, Erin Munoz. Congratulations. Our next recipient, Mindy Nichols. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next recipient, Ginger Mcbride. During times of crises, communities come together to ensure all members are supported and the needs of our most vulnerable community members are met. As we navigate our new normal, we may not recognize the work being done to ensure that we as a community don't stop believin'. Our community stepped up in a big way to ensure people had access to cloth masks, weekly groceries and supplies, more space to conduct programming at no extra charge to agencies, encouragement and inclusion for athletes of all abilities, kept a watchful eye for accessible housing options, and opened their business to support nonprofits in our community. We greatly appreciate our community for going the extra mile and thank each of the Special Recognition Award winners for their time, talent, and dedication to making our community a better place for all. Tonight, we recognize Carter Havcost, Featherstone Apartments. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next recipient is Debbie Shackleford. Debbie is with Southern Colorado Special Olympics. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next award winner is Teresa Vieira with Peaks and Pines Brewing Company. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award winner, Patricia LaFollette. Tonight we recognize George Grissom with the Ice House. Congratulations.
Thank you. And the next special recognition award goes to Connie Mckenzie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Quality, enthusiastic staff, and creativity are all words used to describe this year's outstanding programs. Programs had to reinvent themselves over the last year because they simply could not give up on the people they support. The staff found creative ways to engage people, all while keeping them safe in a world turned upside down by uncertainty. They never gave up and continued to adapt to all the changes our community faced. We are honored to recognize this year's outstanding program recipients and their staff for their hard work and dedication. Tonight, we recognize Our House Incorporated Day Program. Amanda Jewell accepting the award. Our next recipient is Overture Residential Services. Accepting the award is Audrey Zeminski. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We recognize Montebello PCA team with Cheyenne Village, Chantel and crew accepting the award.
Thank you.
As our world continues to change, we draw on the skills, talents, expertise, and dedication of the people in support roles in our agencies. They have had to learn a new way of operating the day-to-day business, all while pulling us along, kicking and screaming into this virtual world. They have never lost focus on our mission and why we do what we do to support people served by our agencies. I am honored to recognize the following people for their dedication to the individuals we support. Alexis Claycom, Service Source.
For our next awardee, I would now like to congratulate Allison Irving with Our House. Congratulations, Allison.
Thank you very much.
The Burke Fellows Award recognizes a member of the Arc Pikes Peak Region who helps to further our mission through volunteerism. Like everything else last year, volunteering adapted to our new way of life. This year, we recognize a volunteer who offered his skills and talent, allowing us to reimagine our popular dances. Brandon Lowry, aka DJ B, jumped headfirst into the virtual world of DJing via Zoom. His playlists are always on point. DJ B brings an infectious energy that is contagious even through a screen. Brandon has been a volunteer with the ARC PPR for nearly 4 years. He is always willing to lend a helping hand. He does so with no expectation of recognition. He always makes sure everyone is taken care of and that the work is complete. We are fortunate to have Brandon as part of our family. Brandon ends his playlist with Journey's Don't Stop Believin', the perfect anthem for current times, the perfect theme for our award celebration. We thank Brandon for his time and commitment to our mission. Congratulations, DJ B.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
The Don Haiti Award recognizes extraordinary service to our community on behalf of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The work done by the recipients fosters positive change in our community. This year's recipients continue the rich tradition. The mom and son duo of Karen and Vince Egan are an unstoppable force. Their energy and enthusiasm have made them the perfect spokespeople for athletes of all abilities. Their service to the community can be seen at local, state, national, and international level. Karen learned early on that she had to be her son's strongest advocate. By opening doors for Vince, she created opportunities for hundreds, if not thousands, of youth and young adults. Her support and encouragement have also impacted families, showing them they hold the key to inclusion for their loved ones. The person she influenced the most is her son, Vince. Vince has a natural ability to engage everyone he meets. His swagger and confidence have kick-started so many opportunities. His athletic talent have broken down barriers. He's a great golfer. His hard work and tenacity have fueled his drive to achieve his goals. What makes Vince a true champion is encouragement and belief in his fellow athletes and friends. He is a coach and a cheerleader. He promotes inclusion and respect with very little effort. We are so happy to have Vince and Karen as part of our family. You both are the perfect example of tackling each day with a don't stop believing mentality and attitude. Thank you for making our community better for all. This is for Vince. Congratulations. The Joe Shipacassi Award, Do the Right Thing Award, is presented for accepting the charge to do the right thing, no matter the risk. The award is named for a man who did the right thing even when it was not the popular thing to do. Charlotte McClanahan embodies the spirit of this award. Char has been a long-standing champion for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. She always figures out a way to support people where they are. She does this because it is the right thing to do, making her the perfect recipient of the Do the Right Thing Award. Char has gone above and beyond to ensure that the people she supports get the services they want and need. She adapts her programming to them, never asking them to adapt to her programs. She brings out the potential in everyone she works with, including her staff she leads. Open Future Learning recently posted a meme on Facebook showing a direct support professional in the role of a roadie. Char truly takes on the role of a roadie with the people she supports, allowing them to shine and only stepping in when they need her support. For example, she supported a young man through the court process and all that it entails to obtain visitation with his son. She helped another person through the process of getting an identification card and enrolling in services because she was observant and engaged the woman while at the library. Char helped us see the world through the eyes of a woman who was overlooked and devalued as an artist because she does not fit the mold. These are just a few of the ways Char has believed in the people she supports and helped them where they are. I believe Joe would be very happy that this award is being presented to Charlotte McClanahan. Congratulations, Char.
This year, I have the distinct honor of presenting the President's Award to Abigail Negley. Abigail started her work with the Arc Pikes Peak Region as a volunteer the summer before her senior year. She went on to continue her career with the Arc of Colorado while attending the University of Denver. Upon the completion of her undergraduate degree, Abigail used her education to enhance the Arc of Colorado's policy work. Abigail spent many hours at the state capitol advocating for, with, and behalf of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Always soft-spoken, Abigail's voice was always loud and clear. Abigail has started the next chapter at the University of Chicago, working towards a master's degree in humanities services. We look forward to watching Abigail's next steps. Congratulations, Abigail. Now, she has sent us a message from the Windy City.
Hello everyone. I want to just go ahead and start off by saying what an incredible honor it is to be the recipient of this award. I am deeply filled with gratitude and humility, not only for this award, which I know I share the honor with some incredible individuals, but also for my time spent with the Arcs in Colorado which are a unique and wonderful ecosystem unto their own under the greater umbrella of the Arcs nationwide. I was asked to kind of share some highlights or favorite memories from my time with the Arcs in Colorado, and I actually had quite a hard time with that because I had so many wonderful memories, so many fond experiences with the Arcs. But I do think that sort of the thing that sticks out to me the most and is one of my favorite things to think back on when I think about my time with the Arcs was the ability to bend the ear of individuals who actually had the power to make change in our world. I don't think you get to do that every day. I know you don't get to do that every day, and I was able to do that almost every day for 3 months out of the year during legislative session, whether that was through my own voice of the legislature, or what I really preferred was when that was through individuals who were testifying on our behalf. And it was especially powerful and meaningful whenever those individuals testifying also had IDD and were acting as self-advocates at the legislature. It was an incredibly empowering experience to watch individuals who previously maybe had not had the opportunity to really speak for themselves always in their lives, come to the table and express what mattered to them, and to have that heard by somebody who really could change whatever the issue was, and had that incredible power. And I think that it gave me such a renewed respect and admiration for our democracy, and for the role of each and every one of us in making that democracy something great. And I am so thankful for each of those experiences, and I am equally as thankful for each of you and your work with the Arcs, on behalf of the Arcs and close to the Arcs, making sure that people with IDD have more of those opportunities to be heard when it really, really matters. So I hope everybody is able to keep up the good work. I thank you all, and I hope each and every one of you has a wonderful, wonderful night.
The Robert Persky Justice for All Award honors a recipient who fights to ensure justice for and on behalf of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. No one fought harder for justice for people with IDD than Bob. His dedication to the fight inspired many advocates throughout the years. His legacy will live on because of the important work he continues to influence. Leanne Davis is one of those advocates Bob continues to influence. Leanne is the Director of Criminal Justice Initiatives with the Arc US. Leanne has worked with the Arc since 1994. She has dedicated her career to the fight for justice. Leanne has influenced many self-advocates to tell their story, specifically about surviving sexual abuse. Leanne has also been instrumental in the development of the Arc Center on Criminal Justice and Disability. She led the charge in developing some of the most important training curriculum for the criminal justice system, bridging the gap between the IDD community, law enforcement, and the judicial system. Her work is more important today than ever before. Leanne came to Colorado to accept her award and share her story about her work with Bob. Congratulations, Leanne.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I am deeply grateful and humbled to be accepting the Robert Persky Justice for All Award, and want to thank the Arc of Pikes Peak for recognizing and celebrating my dear friend, colleague, and mentor by establishing this award in his honor. Where do I even begin when I think about how to describe the life-changing impact that Bob made on me personally, or in the field of criminal justice and developmental disability? There are so many things to say, and yet any attempt will fall short of revealing the magnitude of the impact he had and continues to have on my life and in the field. It was in 1994 when I first met Bob. I was 24, and I recently began working at the Arc of the United States to direct a national project on criminal justice and people with developmental disabilities. Within the first few weeks on the job, I began making calls to key advocates and experts throughout the country who were working on these issues. Very quickly, Bob's name surfaced as the go-to person to talk to. On that very first phone call, I was completely hooked. Bob's commitment, his passion, and his love for people jumped through the phone, and it was immediately felt. Since that day, he essentially took me under his wing, taught me everything he knew. He connected me to all the right people, and he believed in me as a next generation leader that could forward the cause of justice for people with disabilities at risk of involvement in or already in the criminal justice system, especially those who are wrongly accused and on death row. Out of all the people I reached out to in those first few weeks on the job, it was Bob who was the most giving of his time, his energy, and his expertise. Soon after meeting him, I began assisting on a federal death penalty case involving a man with intellectual disability who was accused of murder. And it was Bob who put me in touch with advocates and legal professionals with expertise in developmental disability to bring the best defense possible. And as we continued to work together over the years, we would talk about ways to bring this issue to the national stage and brainstorm ideas on how we could make that happen. And one of those ideas was establishing a national center that could house research, model programs, tools, and resources that would become a one-stop shop for all things criminal justice and developmental disability related. In my work at the Arc, I saw just how little help was available for people with disabilities and their families. And chapters of the Arc started asking, where did they find training for their local police departments? I also became painfully aware of how often people with developmental disabilities were more likely to be victims too. This opened my eyes to the fact that we had to look at both sides of this issue. And in 1997, I wrote about the need for a national center that would focus on both defendant and victims' issues in a report to the President's Committee on Intellectual Disability. But the reality was, this was not a priority within the criminal justice community or the disability community or among potential funders. So it was a huge challenge to even find the kind of funding needed to address this critical need in a comprehensive way. But finally, in 2013, we had the opportunity we were waiting for at the Arc. We had applied to the Department of Justice and awarded 4 years of funding to create the National Center on Criminal Justice and Disability. So for the past 7 years, the center has been serving as a bridge between the disability and criminal justice communities and provides nationwide information and referral, training and technical assistance, as well as online resources on a broad range of issues, from creating training to criminal justice professionals, to supporting sexual assault survivors, to working on an international project that is reimagining community safety and policing. I am so very grateful that this center actually launched before Bob's passing just 3 years later in 2016. He told me he was amazed at how broad the center's scope was and how much we were actually taking on. He gave us his full blessing at the center, and he encouraged us to continue the work. And that's exactly what we are doing today, with the focus on supporting our state and local chapters of the Arc to do the same. And without Bob planting that seed so many years ago, there may have never been a center. Not to mention many of the other ways that Bob's life made an impact through his advocacy work, through authoring books, and through feeding his vision to the next generation of advocates. His passion for people and justice for all is the heartbeat of all that we do. Now, in his obituary, I described Bob as a mentor for our movement and a friend for our souls. You know, it's not every day that you meet someone who changes you, someone who inspires you to become more than you ever thought possible, and someone who ignites a passion inside of you to step out of your comfort zone and help people you barely even know. Bob's deep compassion for and commitment to people with developmental disabilities in the criminal justice system sent an undeniable message to society that every person's life counts. This unshakable belief was contagious, and it sent ripple effects through both the disability and criminal justice communities, and it began a movement that culminated in the Arc opening the center. Bob's unapologetic and fierce commitment to justice for people with disabilities will far outlive his brief time on earth, and his legacy will live on in the countless advocates who will carry on this work. And on a more personal note, in one of the many encouraging emails Bob sent me, he wrote, "I am now 86 and trying to retire, and I'm hoping that the Arc will pick up where I left off." Well, that was just 2 years before he died. I still laugh when I think of Bob trying to retire. It was an impossibility. It's clear that this calling chose him, and he did everything possible to finish the race strong, which he successfully accomplished. At the end of his emails and his letters, he would often end with a simple but strong message: keep going. He also wrote this on a Persky print created by his exceptionally talented wife, Martha, that hangs on a wall in my home office as a reminder to never give up the fight for justice. Bob, you can rest assured knowing that we are picking up where you left off, and we will keep going. Your vision, commitment, and deep love for people will continue for generations to come. Justice for some is not justice. With you in our hearts and by our side, we will keep fighting to create a world where there is justice for all.
Once again, thank you for attending this evening's Don't Stop Believin' virtual annual dinner and award celebration. Although we are celebrating differently again this year, we are pleased to honor and recognize those in our community, the professionals, family members, employers, advocates, and others who truly do go above and beyond each day to ensure that people with intellectual and developmental disabilities achieve their vision. Please join us in thanking Jay Billups of Jay Billups Creative Media for providing this evening's video production, editing, and photography services. In line with our theme for 2021, Don't Stop Believin', we are looking forward to the day that we are able to open the Personal Development Center that you have seen throughout this presentation. We will continue to believe and dream up new ways to meet the needs of our community through this innovative new center. As we plan for programs and opportunities to be offered through the Personal Development Center, we are putting the finishing touches on the campus by completing the landscaping. Should you know of a business or an individual who would like to sponsor any of our new center's landscaping, we are currently seeking landscape partnerships and sponsors. Interested participants can contact the ARC through the email on the screen below. We hope that you have enjoyed honoring this year's awardees and that you are inspired to keep on believing in 2021. Thanks, and have a good evening.